Welcome to the deep dive for this week. Don't forget to visit the website at deepdiveau.net. Check out our socials and Patreon page at the Deep Dive AU. Subscribe via your favourite podcast app or like and subscribe at our YouTube page at the Deep Dive AU. And don't forget, go to www.deepdiveau.net, go to our merchandise page where you can purchase one of these deep dive mugs.
This is the Deep Dive Podcast. And here is your host, Michael Coles.
Born in Sweden, Isabella Malmqvist is a 38-year-old mother of two and is currently seeking an official diagnosis. Isabella lives on an island called Gotland in Sweden. Her interests are mainly creative expression through music, writing songs, filmmaking, singing, and dancing. Isabella also has a passion for culture, history, nature, mental health, interior design, and many other things. Isabella Malmqvist, welcome to the Deep Dive.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, no worries. So how did you get started with creating content on YouTube?
Well, it's a funny story. I started out very quickly. It wasn't planned, so I just started to talk to my phone, and I had a lot to say, I felt. So I thought that I should post it on YouTube, not having any expectations whatsoever. But I did it because I wanted people to hear what I had to say and maybe they could relate to it. So that's how it started out. And I kept doing it because I felt like it was very good for me and also for the community to hear me talk about my experiences.
Sounds fantastic. So what type of neurodiversity topics do you actually discuss on your website and YouTube channel?
I talk mainly about autism and ADHD. I started talking about autism at first because I didn't know that I'm ADHD yet. I recently found out, and I was doing a lot of research by myself. So at the beginning, I was just focusing on autism. I talk about different conditions. I'm not educating that much right now, but I want to do that in the future when I feel like I'm comfortable enough to express myself.
Yeah, sounds fantastic. So how does your YouTube content help raise awareness about neurodiversity?
Oh, it's I think it's focused more on the experiences of an autistic person or a neurodivergent person. So when I record my videos, it's just to let myself process mostly. So I talk about my experiences and what I learn and things that I need to understand more. It's very important also to hear neurodivergent people talk about their own difficulties or not expectations, experiences in life. So my YouTube content, it raises awareness in a way that I think it should be more. Sorry, I lost my words. I think it's important that neurodivergent people talk about their real lives and experiences. I know there's a lot of educators, and that's amazing because I want to do that too. But I also think that we should talk about how we experience life and our difficulties or our strengths and how we evolve. I think that it's important to support each other and help other people understand what it's like, and not only listen to facts about neurodivergence.
Okay. So how do you engage with your audience on social media, particularly on Instagram?
Instagram, that's a very good source for me to educate myself and to read about people, how they evolve. There are a lot of great people on Instagram, but it's also a little bit difficult sometimes to communicate and be open about what you experience because it's a little bit critical sometimes, if you understand what I mean. But I think Instagram is not a great way for me to express myself, but I know there's very good content creators there who spread awareness and who educate people. And I share their content sometimes and add my thoughts to it. and it's a very good way to get to learn more. So yeah, that's why I use Instagram.
Okay, sounds fantastic. So, how does your neurodivergence influence your creative process?
Well, I'm still learning a lot about myself when it comes to being neurodivergent, and I think it affects like every aspect of my creative process because I want to learn all the time, and because of co-occurring conditions, it's a little bit hard sometimes to know when I get tired and how much energy I have. So because of ADHD, I can get a lot of ideas and motivation, and I can feel like I want to do a lot of things at the same time. But then suddenly it feels like I can't do anything. So it's a little bit funny in that way because I get a lot of ideas and I want to talk a lot. Also, I've been better. No, I'm better now at talking. So I don't really want to stop talking. So I'm sorry if I talk too much.
That's all right. That's all right. So basically, it's a place to overshare here at the Deep Dog Podcast. So
Yeah, it's a little bit hard sometimes.
It's a great channel to actually sort of deep dive and just basically sort of get a sense of what you're all about. So,
Yeah.
what highlights from your Instagram feed best showcase your personality and artistic vision?
Oh, wow. That's a great question. So I get inspired by a lot of different people. I follow many artists on Instagram, and yeah, I have many different interests. So it inspires me. I try to think about positivity. I don't want to be affected by, you know, horrible things that makes it harder to deal with life. I want to know what happens in the world, but also I need to feel inspired. And also, like, when I see positive things, I get a lot of motivation to share positive things as well.
So, are there any notable collaborations that you've actually made with other YouTubers?
I'm very new still, but I've had an interview with Woodshed Theory, and that's my first one. So that's a collaboration. And yeah, so I haven't really collaborated that much yet, but that's something that I'm focusing on doing. So I try to make ways to reach out to people and to let them know that I'm here and that we can spread awareness together and also do fun things. So I'm open to many things. I want to talk to people.
Yeah, sounds fantastic. So, can you describe any specific ways in which being neurodivergent enhances your musical abilities or creativity?
Oh, this is something I've been thinking about a lot, and I try to understand more about how neurodivergence affects my creativity or when it comes to writing songs and singing and all of that. And I understand my songs better now. I had a musical project a few years back, and I wrote a lot of things that now make sense that I didn't really understand at the time. So I think it's a very good way to express yourself. And when you sing, it's a way of stimming, and it's very good for your nervous system. So I think singing has helped me a lot and through my life without even understanding it. I knew that I loved singing, but now I can understand why I was singing in the amount that I was, like, why I did it every day. So being a singer and neurodivergent, I think music also is a very good way to express, through the lyrics, you can write about neurodivergence. So that's something I think I will do, write about my experiences in lyrics, and then maybe I'll create a whole album. I hope so. Yeah.
Have you utilized any visual elements in your YouTube videos to enhance your music? And will you be doing that in the future?
I haven't used a lot of my own music, but I've been thinking about creating some beats. I will start with that, and also I play a little bit piano, and I will try to evolve my skills. But I think you can do a lot with the voice too. So that's something I think that would be cool if I could do that and put it in my videos. But I use other musicians' music. That was weird, but I use a lot of music. But sometimes it's very hard to find the right vibe or the right feeling. So I waste a lot of time when I do that. And I think this question is very good because it motivates me to start creating more music. So I think that's something I will try to focus on. It will be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to sort of hearing it when it actually comes out. So have you
Yeah.
found particular instruments or genres of music that resonate more deeply with you as a neurodivergent individual?
Yeah, as a teenager, I listened a lot to classical music, especially when I was back home from school. I listened to classical music when I was going to bed and when I tried to regulate myself. And I had a lot of anxiety at that time. So it was very good for me. It was like medicine almost. And it helps me to go to sleep. But also, if I'm not going to talk about classical music, I have many different genres that I like to listen to. And it's mainly soul, jazz, R&B, and also hip hop, because the rhythms, they affect me in a very good way. The rhythm of the music is something that affects me very much. So that's why I like to listen to urban music. And dynamics are very important to me. I like to analyze instruments, and I love it when there are many instruments that you don't usually hear. So when people mix in like eclectic and instruments that sounds different in a way, like it's not very common to hear it. I like that because then it's like it affects my brain in a way that is very soothing. It's hard to explain this, but I really like instruments. And what else can I say about that? Yeah, soul music, the singers, how they sing, it inspires me very much because I tried to copy them a lot. And it feels so good when you sing without thinking about how you're going to sing it. So you can release a lot of tension when you do that.
Mhm.
So the voice is a very good way to make yourself feel better. I find it a little bit difficult to explain, but
Yeah,
yeah.
I think you've explained it pretty well, actually.
Okay, thank you.
So can you speak about the importance of mental health and self-care in your life and career as a neurodivergent musician?
Sleep. I think sleep is the main thing, and also quiet spaces. You need a lot of quiet spaces where you can just be yourself without feeling any demands. I get very affected by when I know people are around me, and I love to meet people, but sometimes I just need to feel like I can do whatever I want without feeling like someone is watching me. So I think, having spaces where you can be yourself and where you can also be creative without feeling the pressure of being good, and just letting yourself express yourself. Don't worry too much about how it sounds, and just have fun, and you will learn how to get better when you do that. Because I struggled a lot with perfectionism before. I thought that I needed to be great immediately. So when I create, it's very hard sometimes because I think I need to be professional. But the most important thing with creating is to be relaxed and not to have too many demands on yourself. So just
Okay.
do what you want to do. Yeah.
What advice would you give to other neurodivergent individuals who aspire to create music?
Don't worry about how good you are. Don't worry about how much you know. Start somewhere. Do what you think is fun. Do what feels good to you, and start writing. And don't worry about how the lyrics sounds or the structures or anything, because I don't follow the most common ways of writing. I like it when it's a little bit different and it's not what you expect from hearing a song. So you can write in your unique way without feeling the pressure of fitting in and, try to be like other musicians. And so do that first, and then you will learn more, and then you will find more inspiration. So just express yourself.
Mm. So, what, in your own words, what is the highlight of your YouTube channel so far? Can you give us a little bit of a preview? So, if anybody hasn't checked out your channel, what videos would you actually recommend they actually view first?
Wow. Yeah, this is hard. I think my longest videos is. I can recommend you to watch the first video, because that is a video that I didn't plan, or I didn't know that I was gonna post it on YouTube, and that is the start of everything. So I think, the first video, and then you can also watch my videos from nature. I try to create more videos of that kind because I think we need to feel peace, and it's a way to relax too, because there are many videos out there who are stressful, I feel. So I try to be the opposite. Yeah.
Sounds fantastic. We might check it out. So, when you get overwhelmed, what has helped you to re-regulate?
What helps me? I think being quiet. That's the first thing. Being quiet, listening to music, do what I feel would help me in the moment. So it could be different things, but being able to sit in a quiet room and not having to do anything. So like you can do what you feel you want to do. Like you can dance. You don't have to sit down. But yeah, that's the things I find help me. Uh, those things are what I usually do. So dancing is a very good way, and singing.
Sounds fantastic. So, final question, and we ask this to all of our guests here on the deep dive. Now, in 30 seconds or less, if you could give one piece of advice, what would that be?
Um, the best advice I can give is to not try to be like other people. Just do what you feel is most comfortable to you and show your own personality. I know this is very hard because I struggle with this. I'm a highly masked neurodivergent woman, but I'm unmasking and I'm learning more and more about this. I love authenticity, and it's great when we can be ourselves and don't worry too much about how we are being perceived. So that's what I would like to say.
Okay, sounds fantastic. And on that note, Isabella Malmqvist, thank you for joining us here on the Deep Dive podcast today.
Thank you so much. This was really great.
For more information, go to her YouTube page at Isabella M Music or go to her Instagram page at Isabella M Productions.